All right, y'all, we are live on the Anthony Lee Crypto Channel. Bitcoin taking a dump today, about $5,000. Since then, we've bounced about $1,000, a little over $1,000. What is going to happen next? We're here to talk about it. Let's see. We gave this trade in advance today, this morning. Go back and watch the video. We gave it in advance. Let's see if I can find it for you real quick. I actually had it over here. I even did a short on it today as well. Let's take a look. I'm going to pull this over so you can see this exactly. I want you to see that we gave this to the dang minute. Watch this real quick.
This morning on the stream I put out, listen to it really quickly. And then by 8:45, usually the big action starts 15 minutes after the U.S. market opens, 15 minutes after. So that's where I watch the real move of the day to start. Boom, down. 15 minutes after 8:45, I told you this morning, look at this, 8:46.
That's right, I called it to the minute this morning. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you never miss these trade setups. You could have taken this short right alongside us. And let's take a back look at that actual dump this morning and see. I scroll all the way back here. We're on the 1 minute chart. And here we go. Right here, this big red candle started right there. You can see it on the bottom of my screen, 8:46 a.m. That was 16 minutes after the U.S. market opened. That's typically when the big boys step in. There's 15 minutes of kind of play to see if they can trap any more retail traders, and then they take it in the direction they want to go. And we told you it was going to be a massive move to the downside, and it did not disappoint. So something's wrong with the chat over here. Not sure what's going on. So if you're in and trying to chat, I cannot see it. I'm not sure what's up with the chat today, but that's okay. Comment anything you want to see down below, and I'll be happy to answer that for you. All right, so the big question is, where do we go now? We're kind of getting a little bit of a bounce here. We are in a long. We just entered a long. I flipped over to the 15-minute time frame. Let's take a look, see what we're looking for. First of all, we got some news possibly coming up in the next 2 hours or hour and a half or so. Government shutdown. It looks like they're voting on it now to see if they're going to end the shutdown. We should know something in about an hour and 15 minutes or so. I would expect a little pump from this, but I really think it's going to be one of those buy the rumor, sell the news events. So you're going to get a little pump and then continuation to the downside. I don't think this downside move is over. We came down, let's see, we gave this box earlier. We've had this box on the chart. We're looking for a bounce, which we're bouncing from right now. But we gave it again this morning. We were looking for the short trade from this red box and the bounce trade from this green box, and we've hit them both. So what do? We came down here today. We took out some of these wicks right here, boom, boom, but we haven't yet taken out these wicks down here. These are the big wicks, 1 and 2. This is going to take us all the way down into our major area of interest, which is about 99K to about roughly 98K. We're looking for the double SFP here, double swing failure pattern. If you're not sure what that means, let me know. I'll be happy to cover that for you. But we're going to look for something like this, kind of a move up somewhere in here. I'll try to get a better target for you in a minute. Down, double SFP here, and bounce. And actually I missed one. It's a triple SFP. We got one all the way back here from June that has not been taken out. So a lot of liquidity down below here. A lot of liquidity down here. So I think we come get this before it's all said and done, guys. And if we lose that, bad news, we're going even lower. And this is my main area of interest, which is about 94K to about 92.5. You got the macro 618 here, the macro golden pocket. This is from all of this whole range from the low at 74K to the high at 126K. You got your golden pocket down here. You've got a previous value area low from this value over here. You've got a daily naked point of control here. I'll turn that on so you can see it real quick. There it is right there, the white line, daily naked point of control. So This is a massive area of interest. It's such a big area, I actually wrote heavy long here. So if we come down here, I'm going to be betting a house on the big bounce here. But good news is, if we do come down there, we'll create massive amounts of bullish divergence. We should, and I would expect a huge bounce. I'm talking something in the area of, oh gosh, headed way back up here, somewhere 116, 117, maybe even as high as 120, or even new all-time highs. We'll have to cross that bridge when we get there, but I'm looking for the big bounce here, the major bounce. So this is what we're looking for to not necessarily today, but this big trade, if it comes, we're going to be looking for that in the next week or two. So what are we looking for today and into tomorrow? I'm glad you asked. Let's zoom back in here, 15-minute time frame. We're going to go over a few vector candles. If you're not sure about vector candles and how those work, let me know. I'll be happy to do a video on vector candles. But you can see on this big move down that we had today, see these, the difference in candles. I have a indicator on that colors these candles a little differently. These gray candles, those are not much. Those are normal volume candles. These red candles, these are high volume candles. These are market makers making moves. Same thing with the green candles, and we even have some blue and purple candles. You can see blue candle back here, purple candle right here. Those are all market makers. That's when market makers step in. That's when they start their manipulation. They induce you and I to trade a certain way because they have intentions of coming back and liquidating people, and their liquidation points are all through each of these candles, Most of the time you will see them recovered at least 50%, if not the entire candle. So you see you had some green ones over here that were unrecovered on the way up. Sure enough, they came down and got them again. So market maker moved it up. You can see the bright green candles. That was them moving it up with all intentions of coming back and taking this liquidity. I'll highlight it for you right here. They moved the market. Oops. Right here with all intentions of coming back and taking it. See, they moved all this, bright green candles, knew that they'd be back, and they did. They came right here with these candles where they manipulated price back down. Well, guess what? They left these unrecovered. You got a little teeny partial recovery. That is not a recovery. That is not at least 50% of the candle. You didn't recover this one at all. You recovered this one, and you got about 50% of this one. So that tells us that we are good in this trade. We should be good in this trade. Of course, Bitcoin does what Bitcoin wants to do. This candle on the 15-minute is recovered. This one is 50% recovered. That's good enough. So this is the major candle right here. This is the candle that we are really interested in right here because it is not recovered at all. So we've got to get at least 50% of that candle. So that is about 103 would be about 50%. Let's see if that lines up with any fibs from high to low here on this local move today. Boom, right in there at the 0.5 fib. Look at that. Look how perfectly that lines up. And you could even get up here to the golden pocket and recover the entire candle right here, which is a likely play. But as we're moving up here, I am in this long. I'm going to look for a TP1 right here. It's hard to say if I'm going to TP2 right here or not. I'll look at the market and see what it looks like when we come up to this 103.5, but I'm definitely going to TP1 right here at 50% of this vector and the 0.5. And then I'm going to come up and see what it looks like as we go up here, but we could come up and recover all these vector candles. If we did that, we'd be coming back up here somewhere around the 104.5 mark, somewhere in there to recover this last vector candle, the one that they started the move down on. Like I said, it's already recovered 50%. You can see here, already recovered 50% on this wick, but they did not get the whole thing, and they may not. They will at some point, but they may not get it today. And that's the thing, vector candles, they do not have to come back for it the same day that they leave them. Depending on the time frame, it could be weeks or months before they come back and get them. We've had vector candles on the daily that it was several months later before they came back and got. I'll give you a good example right here. They started these vector candles here. This is back with the Trump election on November the 5th. See this big green one right here? All these green ones. They still haven't come and gotten all of these. By the way, in the bear market, I know a lot of you don't want to hear this. Do you see this vector candle right here? Yeah, it goes all the way down to 69K. They will come get this candle. So at some point in time, you will get a chance to buy Bitcoin at 69K or less. But I can guarantee you they're going to come get this. There is a lot of people who longed right here. A lot of people on election day longed a lot. And there is a lot of liquidity just below this candle. So they are absolutely going to come get this. Matter of fact, none of this was taken out. None of this. You see these lows? None of them were taken out. So they are really going to come get all this, including this low wasn't taken out. So they could bring this thing all the way back down to 48K or less. Don't be surprised, guys. I know that's bad news. They took on all these prior, so you may not come lower than that, but don't be surprised to see a 48, 50K Bitcoin by the time they come get all this. But I can guarantee you, you'll see at least a 69K Bitcoin as they come get this vector candle, which would actually be really perfect. I know you don't want to hear that, but it would, in fact, line up with, as you know, previous all-time highs from the last bull market. So it really wouldn't be the end of the world if it did that. Get in on the weekly here so you can see that. So if they came and got this Trump candle here, let me show you. Put a line on here. That Trump candle ends right there. Boom. You can see that comes back and confirms the previous all-time high from the last cycle. So it would look something like this, and this is a perfect trade. Comes down, recovers that vector candle on the daily, which is a major one, retest the previous high of the cycle, and bam, then you're off to your next bull run. So we're talking months down the road, probably even a year down the road, so nothing to worry about today. But I'm just telling you guys, I'm not looking to buy Bitcoin next cycle until below 70K. I won't spend a nickel on it before that. So anyway, way in the future. I know this is going to be an unpopular thing to say. So what are we looking at right now? We're moving up a little bit. I just entered my long, by the way. I didn't get the bottom. Actually, I did. I got stopped out, but I'm back in it now, and I'll show you why I got back in it. I knew it was a good trade, but you know, it did fall through my box just a little bit. So when I came back into it and formed this head and shoulders pattern, you can see it here. Inverse head and shoulders. You got shoulder, head, shoulder. Looking for the breakout right now. Let's see what I haven't even checked this. Let's see what a measured move of that would be if we did break this. Something about like that. Boom, look at that. Measured move lines up perfectly with that 103 right there with that 50% vector fill, 0.5 fib. So this is giving you a great area for a TP1. It's 0.5, it's 50% of the vector candle, and it lines up with the head and shoulders breakout, which we're attempting to get right now. Now, what are some reasons I took this trade besides the head and shoulders and besides the areas of support? Let's look what we had here. We had some really good bullish divergence, excuse me. And if you're not familiar with divergences, leave it in the comments. I will gladly answer. But you can see here we had lower lows on our price action, higher lows on our momentum. That gives us bullish divergence. That's on the 15-minute time frame. We have this all the way up to the hour time frame. Yeah, you can see it here on the hourly time frame. You've got lower lows on the price action, higher lows on the momentum. This is bullish divergence, and this goes all the way down. You could check it out if you want. That's the 1 hour. It's on the 30 minute. You can see it here on the 12 minute. It's on the 6 minute. You see it, boom and boom. It's everywhere. So we could chop around here for a little bit while we wait to see what the government's going to do. Now, if the government comes back with terrible news in the next hour, then this thing could roll over right now. But if everything goes according to plan, we should see this pump, and it can continue going even higher. These sometimes news-driven catalysts can really pump Bitcoin, as you know. So we could go even higher, but we're just going to play the technical trade and take a little profit here, stop loss to entry, and let the rest ride and see where we go. Let me see. Any comments, any questions? Bitcoin dominance. Let's roll over and take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Great question. We looked at this yesterday on the live stream. Same thing, not much has changed since yesterday. Looking at the daily here, we did, I mean, we're right back here near yesterday's daily open, so not much has changed. We're still in this channel. We were looking at this channel yesterday. I switched to the 4 hour so you can see we got to break this channel. This trend line goes all the way back till September. and we're just hugging it right now. I mean, absolutely hugging this trend line. So we got to break this trend line. If we break this trend line, that's your alt season. You got a little ways to go beyond the trend line, but we have to break this. This is first thing. Break this trend line. It's been support for a few months now. Actually, all the way back almost to August, it's been a support line. So, and you can see if we extended it before. I mean, it's way back here. This has been the trend line. You got a little mini run up right here in September when it did break through. A lot of these alts kind of flew up. I know some of my altcoins did a 3-4x and then came back down, of course, as Bitcoin dominance rose. But yeah, that's what we're looking for. Got to break this trend line. If we were to break it tomorrow-ish, we're going to be looking at needing to break something like, I don't know, let's just call it 59.5. So we can get down here below it, 59.7, something like that. So we're close. We're close. This thing is definitely looking to roll over. We looked at this yesterday, but we're looking at momentum, money flow, VWAPs. Looking at the 5-day here, you got money flow coming down. You can see it here, green coming down. You've got momentum waves coming down. You got VWAP right here. VWAP is right here. I'll circle it for you. Looking to cross over the 0 line and print a red dot. You can see you actually probably will get that. When does this close? This closes in 4 more days. So you'll probably get that crossover, and that will probably be it. So sometime next week, I would look for this Bitcoin dominance to really start crashing out as we kind of get towards closer to Thanksgiving and into December. You should really start to look for this to come down. 3-day, I've already got the 3-day red dot. Money flow trending down. In fact, it's already crossed into the red. So momentum's coming down. You can see stochastic here. This gray line is coming straight down. I didn't check stochastic on the others. Yeah, just turned to the downside on the 5-day. On the weekly, it's looking to roll over right here as well. So should see some of this Bitcoin dominance coming down, breaking through that trend line and head to the downside. Looking for alt season coming up. I do have a win alt season video. Go check out that win alt season video. Let's see if I can find it. Win alt season. Look at some of the people I follow. Win alt season right here. Check this video out. I give an explanation as to when this is going to start. Spoiler alert, in December. But I tell you exactly why, and it's something no one else is looking at. So, and I back it up with historical data that there's never been an alt season without this catalyst. So go check that video out. All of you altcoin holders, you will find it very beneficial. So that's kind of what we're looking at today on Bitcoin. Just kind of waiting on this news, chopping around sideways here. Let's check back. Kind of getting a little bit of a pullback here, but that's okay. That's okay. We're still, head and shoulders are still intact, so we could even come back here to 1014 and still have this intact. But I don't look for this low to break today, 100.7K. I don't think that low breaks. I think we kind of hold about here and we move on up and kind of grind out of here. As a matter of fact, I think once you get out of this green box, see all this chop. Once you get out of here, I think you're going to see more like these straight line candles. To the upside, big fast candles, bam, 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 just kind of like you saw on the way down today and you saw on the way up when we left out of here over the weekend. Bam, 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 fast candles. All of this is 1 hour right here. All of this is an hour and a half. So I think once you break out of this green box, look for some fast moves to the upside here. It's a volume gap, so you move fast up and fast down through this area. We just got to get through this chop right here, and I believe we're going to do it today. So that, if not today, we'll definitely break out of here tomorrow. But I think Asia's going to push this to the upside. You can see right now, look at the bottom of my screen here. I have the market sessions on here. We've got Asia, UK, and US. Right now, we're kind of in a dead zone here. There is nothing. No major markets are open right now. Asia will open this evening right here. So I'll put your horizontal line so you can see. Right there, that's when Asia opens, and if we haven't pumped out here by then, I look for Asia to pump this market to the upside, recover some of this liquidity that was left behind from the U.S. market. U.S. market makers built up a whole lot of liquidity here. Look for Asia to come get it. That's free money to them. So that's what we're looking for this evening. We are long If you get long on this trade, let us know how it goes below. Let us know, and if anything dramatic happens, I'll be sure to come back in here to you. Subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up. We appreciate your support. That's it for us today.